93.7 The Ticket. It's time for the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. State baseball broadcasts are presented by the Carpe Diem team of Nebraska Realty, Independence Built, A1 Automotive, DBAT Lincoln, and DOT Highway Safety Office, and High Electric. Now, calling all the action, here's Nick Sainert.
Welcome in. We are back here at Warner Park. It's time for Game 2 of the day between Bellevue West and Papillion La Vista South. Nick Sainert joining you. Shout out to Rico and Bach for holding things down back in the studio during the meantime. But we are already underway. First pitch was at 12:59 p.m. today. Temperature a nice cool 52 degrees here at Warner. And it looks like there's a lot of rain to the south, but it's going to hopefully stay away what the radar at least looks like. So we are just underway. It's the Bellevue West Thunderbirds going up against the Papillion La Vista South Titans. Both these teams are facing elimination as we saw Grand Island stay alive against Gretna earlier today. So Gretna, the first team knocked out of the state tournament. We'll tell you a little bit about each team here. So starting on the mound for Bellevue West here. And Bellevue West, don't forget, they had Lincoln East on the ropes. It was the bottom of the sixth inning, and Bellevue West was actually winning until Lincoln East scored 2 runs in the bottom of the sixth to end up beating Bellevue West. But here we are, and the starting pitcher, Tanner Hosick, gets the first out of the game on a swinging strikeout by Trenton Andringa. And so that will bring up the number 2 hole hitter and the pitcher today for Papillion La Vista South, Johnny Valinch. And so Valinch will get the start on the mound for the Titans, but he will be facing the Bellevue West pitcher, Tanner Hosick. And first pitch is going to be a ball low and outside, 1-0. Hosick on the year, just a junior, has a 3-2 record, 1.50 ERA, and he evens up the count 1 ball and 1 strike with a nice little fastball on the outer half. So game 2 of 4 today, we'll have Millard West and Creighton Prep coming up around 4 o'clock or so, and then the nightcap is Lincoln East and Elkhorn South. But first we have to figure out who will the second team be to go home and who will be the second team to stay alive, as it's a 2-ball, 1 strike count on Johnny Valinch. Swing and a miss, and the count is evened up at 2 apiece. The Titans on Friday, had some tough sledding against Elkhorn South. They got no hit in Friday's game. 2-2 pitch, strike 3 on the outside corner. Johnny Valinch is caught staring, and he'll waltz back to the dugout and get ready to take the mound for Papillion La Vista South here in the next half inning. But that's now 2 batters and 2 strikeouts for Tanner Hosick, the starting pitcher for Bellevue West. But as I was saying, Papillion La Vista South was held hitless in Friday's loss against Elkhorn South. They got on base. They actually drew a good number of walks. If I remember correctly, 6 or 7 walks on Friday. But since they couldn't find the open field in the outfield or any sort of open field, they were held off the base paths and unable to get anything cooking on Friday. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs here, top of the first inning. Just underway here at Warner Park. It's a chillier day here at Warner, so we have up here in the press box, though, the windows closed. So unfortunately, not a whole lot of game sound, but windows are closed because the wind is blowing right at our faces and inside these windows here. Blankets are out in the I should say spectator areas as well. Blankets. We saw umbrellas earlier because it was raining and misting in the first game. But the 3-hole hitter, Brady Fitzpatrick, draws a 4-pitch walk, and so Papillion La Vista South has a runner on first base with 2 outs here in the top of the first. That brings up the 4-hitter, the cleanup, the center fielder, number 3, Danny Wallace. Wallace, a sophomore, hitting .330 this season with 2 home runs, 15 RBIs. Also, a really talented pitcher. I haven't seen Daniel Wallace yet, but has the 5-2 record on the mound this season. First pitch to Wallace is going to be low, ball 1. Home plate umpire for this game is going to be Jim Moats. He'll be behind the dish at first base, Zach Lutz. Second base, Kevin Marr. And at third, it'll be Chris Frank. 1-0 pitch is going to be in there, called for a strike, 1 ball, 1 strike to Daniel Wallace. Winner of this game will face the loser of our nightcap tonight, as this 1-1 pitch is going to be skied high. It'll stay in the infield, and the first baseman is under it and collects it for the final out of the inning. And I'll tell you more about the Bellevue West T-Birds when we come back after the top of the first inning. No runs on no hits, 1 left on base. We head to the bottom of the first for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds from Warner Park, right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Bottom of the first, and our first chance to see this lineup today of Bellevue West. A lot of familiar faces, a couple new guys at the bottom part of the order, but the top will look the same. They'll send Drew Grego, Nick Glantz, and Tyler Jeffus to the plate here in the bottom half of the first inning. They held the Titans of Papillion La Vista South scoreless in the top half, and so that'll bring Drew Grego. He gets to start at shortstop today. Grego was the guy on the mound on Friday against the Spartans, had a really good outing, and he also swung it well at the plate. He was 1 of 3 at the plate on Friday, reached on 2 errors, and then had a double and a walk as well. And so he reached base every single at-bat, just didn't record a hit in the scoring book. He takes called strike on the outside half, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 delivery. This one hit well to left field, drifting towards the seats, and it will go foul. No balls and 2 strikes, and Grego will trot on back to home plate. While we have a second, I want to thank all of our sponsors for allowing us to broadcast high school baseball. A1 Automotive, the Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty, Independence Built, the NDOT Highway Safety Office, DBAT Lincoln, and High Electric. The 0-2 pitch goes past the glove of the catcher for Papillion La Vista South, Kai Privet. It's way outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. Drew Grego standing in, and he watches ball 2, skip in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a real gloomy and balmy day here at Warner Park, as the 2-2 pitch is going to once again go in the dirt and to the backstop for a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Drew Grego. Grego, one of the better statistical players on his Bellevue West team, as he fouls one back. He'll reset, do it again with a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Grego on the year, just as a sophomore, hitting .409 with 4 home runs. Here's the 3-2 pitch once again. It's inside for ball 4, and Grego draws a leadoff walk. That was a really disciplined take there by Grego on the inside half, because last game we saw a pretty generous strike zone with Kevin Marr behind the dish. Now they rotate and Jim Motes is behind the plate. And so that was one that we saw multiple guys get rung up on as Grego goes on the first pitch, and he gets an excellent jump, and he swipes second base. It's a ball on the first pitch, the AB to Nick Glantz, so it'll go 1-0, and Grego moves up to second. But as I was saying, last game, quite a generous zone, and now here we are, a controversial ball 4 call to the leadoff hitter, Grego. Glantz, the starting third baseman for Bellevue West, takes ball 2. Looking to drop a sacrifice is Nick Glantz. Glantz, a junior, hitting .282 this season. 2 balls, no strikes to the 2-hole Nick Glantz. And he takes a called strike on the inner half. 2 balls, 1 strike. Starting pitcher for Papillion La Vista South, Johnny Valinch. Grego dancing at second. Valinch checks him twice, now delivers home. This one's going to be swung on, fielded by the third baseman. He'll pause for a moment and then throw inaccurately to first base, drawing or forcing the first baseman to come off the bag and just take the sure out at first base. And in the midst of all of that, Grego gets to third. So Glantz grounds out, 5-3 on the put out for out number 1, but on that throw to first base, Grego takes third. So less than 2 outs, and Drew Grego for Bellevue West is standing on third base. That brings up Tyler Jeffis, the right fielder, number 13. Valinch pitches it, and this one's going to be laced into right field, down for a base hit, and Bellevue West takes a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning on the RBI single from Tyler Jeffis. So Grego comes all the way around to score, and the Bellevue West Thunderbirds take the early lead here in the first inning over Papillion La Vista South. And that's something that with Grego, especially Grego, I should say, he's able to use his athleticism and wheels at that top of that order. If he's able to get on, and he got on via a walk, because we have a bunt here by Nick Riggs, and he is thrown out at first and just in time for the second out of the inning. In that process, Jeffis moves up to second on the sacrifice bunt. But like I was going to say, is that walk, that leadoff walk to Drew Grego, is detrimental in this case. Because you gave Grego a free 90 feet. He stole second base thanks to his athleticism, and then a basic ground out got him over to third, and then a nice little poke into right field brought him in. So that brings up the pitcher, Tanner Hosick. We'll see if he can help himself out a little bit as he watches strike 1 on the inside corner, 0-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Thunderbirds Bellevue West up 1-0. Johnny Valinch, the man on the mound for Papillion La Vista South. He's a senior, has a 3-2 record here in 2023. And he throws a breaking ball across the plate for strike 2, 0-2. So Tanner Hosick, the pitcher for Bellevue West, hitting 5th in the T-Bird lineup today. It's a righty-on-righty matchup here at Warner. Valinch checks the runner at second once and delivers home, and it's going to be up and away for ball 1, 1-2. We were able to get all 4 games in on Friday. There was a little bit of concern with severe weather, but we were able to get all 4 in on Friday. As the 1-2 pitch is going to actually, so it hit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bellevue West coach here, Shockey, talks to the umpire, Jim Motes, about this, because that pitch hit Tanner Hosick on the left arm, but he went around and swung the bat, so therefore it goes as a foul ball because I think it ended up hitting a piece of the bat, but it also hit a lot of Tanner Hosick's arm. But he says he's good to go, straps up his batting gloves, and we're back in. The 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and the damage is mitigated by Johnny Valinch as he strikes out Tanner Hosick for out number 3. So after 1 inning of play, the Thunderbirds tack on an early run. They lead it 1-0 over Papillion La Vista South, and we head to the top of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Bryce Waller, Kai Privet, and Riley Schrader due up for Papio South in the second. We'll be back with a start of that coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Take you, traveler, to seek fortune in a new career or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation. Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. It's 1-0 after 1 inning of play. The Thunderbirds of Bellevue West tack on the early run in the home half of the first. So that brings Tanner Hosick, the Bellevue West pitcher, back out on the mound for his second inning of work. He struck out 2 of the 3 batters in the first, allowed a walk to Brady Fitzpatrick, the 3-hole, and then got a pop out from their cleanup hitter. That brings up the number 5 guy in the lineup, Bryce Waller. We saw Waller throw against Elkhorn South last night, and Waller had himself a really good game on the mound yesterday against on Friday, against Lincoln East, as he watches strike 1 here on the outside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll be low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Waller, he held Lincoln East, which is a very strong offensive team, as Waller hits this one on a rope and then scooped by the shortstop, Grego, and thrown to first in time. Of hitting all around, you can't be disappointed if you're Drew Waller on that, or Bryce Waller on that, because you hit that on a line and just almost a look what I found kind of play at shortstop by Drew Grego, and he made the accurate throw over to first base in time for out number 1. But like I was saying, Bryce Waller had a good day on Friday on the mound and held Lincoln East scoreless for 5 innings, and then 6th inning was when the Spartans finally got on him. Now next up to bat, it's going to be Kai Privet, the catcher for Papillion La Vista South. He takes ball 1 and then fouls off the 1-0 pitch to the right side to even up the count, 1-1. So unfortunately for Waller there, it's going to go in the scorebook as just a basic 6-3 ground out. However, it was hit a lot better than that. Now we have a base knock into left field for Kai Privet. So Privet gets the 1-out single, and he'll stand on first base after taking a 1-1 breaking ball over the third baseman's head and into left field. Next up for the Titans will be the 7-hole, the shortstop, Riley Schrader. Against the Elkhorn South Storm, Schrader went 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a ground out. One to 0, Bellevue West over Papillion La Vista South. Hosick comes set from the stretch and fires home. And this one gets past the catcher. It'll go to the backstop. And that's a free 90 feet for Kai Privet as he walks into second base and just like that with one out. Similar situation here as Pavilion La Vista South has a runner in scoring position with less than 2 outs. Top of the second inning, still very early in this one. 1 ball, no strikes here to Riley Schrader, the shortstop, who was 0 for 1 on Friday's game, and he takes ball 2 in the dirt, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 1 out. Here in the top of the second inning, shortstop and second base for Bellevue West are just working in and out in a beautifully placed drag bunt, and a better play by the third baseman for Bellevue West as he came charging in and delivered an accurate strike over across the diamond to the first baseman to get Schrader in time. But a beautiful drag bunt down the third base line by Riley Schrader. It works technically as a sacrifice for out number 2, and that puts Kai Privet, after getting to second on a wild pitch, that puts him at third base with 2 outs here. And on the first pitch of Charlie Piles at bat, he fouls it back to the netting, 0-1. Saw in the first game that runs came at a premium between Gretna and Grand Island for the most part. Grand Island won that game 2-0, sending the 4-seed Dragons home after just 2 games. Grand Island will face the loser of our next game, Millard West and Creighton Prep. The 0-1 pitch fouled off, makes it 0-2 on Charlie Pyle, the second baseman. 2 outs here in the top of the second inning. Charlie Pyle did not see any time on Friday. Getting the start at second base in the 8th spot today. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball high. Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Standing at third base is Kai Privet, the catcher for Papillion La Vista South. Charlie Pyle in the box. The 1-2 pitch. Low in the dirt, ball 2. On the on-deck circle, Nico Skoufas, the designated hitter today. He came in a pinch hitting situation on Friday and was drilled. He got hit by a pitch on Friday. He's standing on the on-deck circle right now, hoping he gets his chance. 2-2 pitch. Here we are. Outside, ball 3, as the center fielder for Bellevue West, number 32, Nick Riggs, started jogging in from the outfield, thinking that he was going to be able to celebrate a strike 3 call. 3-2 pitch, we're all full. 2 outs here, top of the second, runner on third for Papio South, and it's a strike 3 to Charlie Pyle as he watched that one go right down Broadway for out number 3. At the end of the top of the first inning, the Titans leave a runner on third. They still trail 1-0, due up for Bellevue West in the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Steele, Allred, and Barrientos, 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming up for the T-Birds in the home half of the second inning. You're listening to State Baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954. Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for DBAT Lincoln. Summer is quickly approaching and there's no better way to spend your days than at DBAT Lincoln's summer camps for players 13 years and younger. Give your baseball or softball player the chance to improve their hitting, fielding, and base running skills from the best instructors in Lincoln. Sign up now because spots are limited. And if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, you will receive 20% off your entire enrollment. For more information or to sign up, call DBAT Lincoln at 402-882-3228 or visit their location 2 blocks south of Lincoln Southwest High School. DBAT Lincoln, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions on and off the field.
Nick Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jackson Steele, the starting second baseman for Bellevue West, as he hits this one down the left field line, and it's going to be just foul. He had 2 bases on his mind, but the third base umpire, Chris Frank, said that went left of the foul line, so now Jackson Steele will have to jog on back and be faced with a 1-2 count. So Johnny Valinch on the mound, trying to work around some trouble that he faced in the first inning. I should say, 1-1 count now to Steele, and he watches. It was a 1-2 count. Scoreboard was wrong. I apologize. And so strike 3 right down the middle on a fastball. I thought my scorebook was wrong. And so Jackson Steele goes down looking after he almost had a double. And it will be the first out of the inning for Bellevue West. Brings up the 7th hitter, Caden Allred, the left fielder. Allred, a junior, hitting .345 with a home run and 6 RBIs. He hits this one opposite field. That one will tail foul, though, so he'll come back and have an 0-2 count. So the winner of this game will play the loser of Lincoln East and Elkhorn South, as Allred fouls this one off. We have 2 more games on the ticket after this one. At 4 p.m., we'll have Millard West and Creighton Prep, the 1 seed versus the 5 seed, as the 0-2 pitch is driven out to center field, but right there to haul it in is the center fielder for Pavilion La Vista South, Danny Wallace. And so that's 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. But at 4 p.m., it's Millard West and Creighton Prep. At 7 p.m., it's the Spartans of Lincoln East and Elkhorn South. That game might be a little chilly, as it's only a high of 60 today. I don't think we've gotten anywhere close to that. As the first pitch to Johnny Barrientos, the DH, is a called strike, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, called for strike 2 on Barrientos as well. So Valinch starting to find a little bit of a groove here. And he's doing it against the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Here's the breaking ball, roll over. It's fielded in fair territory by the third baseman, and he can't handle it as he tried to transition it from his glove to his throwing hand. And I think that the third baseman for Papio South, Trenton Adringa, just maybe it slipped out of his hands. I think he was shocked that that ball stayed fair. I think it had a little bit of funky spin on it, but he fielded it on the fair side of territory. And when he tried to transition it from his glove hand to his throwing hand, he was unable to do it cleanly. And it allowed the hitter, Johnny Barrientos, to reach safely. So that brings up Colin Pitzer, the first baseman here, number 23. Pitzer, a senior, hitting .217 this season. We did not see Pitzer play on Friday. But now facing the righty pitcher, Jason Shockey, the head coach for Bellevue West, wants to go with the lefty hitter. Here's the 0-1. And it's in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher, Kai Privet, behind the dish, and forces Johnny Barrientos to retreat back to first base promptly. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. From Warner Park, Johnny Valinch from the stretch delivers home on the 1-1. Ball is hit, fielded by the first baseman, and he touches the bag for out number 3. At the end of 2 innings of play, your score, Pavilion La Vista South 0, the Thunderbirds of Bellevue West 1. They lead it by a run as we head into the third inning. From Warner Park, we'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
I want to revisit this because it was a really impressive outing by Grand Island's starting pitcher Cohen Evans, the younger brother of Husker baseball player Cole Evans. But Cohen making his mark here in the state tournament as he went a complete game shutout, pitched 7 innings and had 13 strikeouts. Struck out 13 Dragons in those 7 innings. And so really impressive performance by Cohen Evans as Grand Island stays alive. Back here at the current game going on between Papillion La Vista South and Bellevue West. It'll be 9-1-2 hitters here in the top of the 3rd inning for Papillion La Vista South as Nico Skoufis, the DH, comes up to hit. Skoufis saw one at bat as he dribbles this one up the middle. It's a nice diving stop by the second baseman, but he will not even attempt to make a play on that one as he fielded it in shallow center field. And so Skoufis is on with a base knock to start the 3rd inning. But Skoufis on Friday's game came in a pinch hitting situation and ended up getting drilled by a pitch and took his free bag. But now he finds himself at first base with a leadoff single here in the 3rd inning. That brings up the top of the order with Trenton Adringa. Adringa squares to bunt. It's going to be popped up and just out of reach of a diving Cade Zavala, the catcher for Bellevue West, as he tried to go track it down in foul territory, and it's a foul ball. So no balls, 1 strike here for Trenton Adringa. Nobody out here in the 3rd inning. Something we've seen through the 6 games that we've had on the ticket is some teams struggle immensely to lay down a bunt as Adringa gets it right back to the pitcher, and Hosek will take the easy out at first base. So the sacrifice does work there as Skoufis now advances to second with 1 out. Adringa gets credit for the sacrifice bunt, and that brings up the 2-hole, the pitcher, Gianni Valinch. Valinch struck out looking in that 1st inning. But as I was saying, in a situation and a point of your season where everything is magnified so much more, those sacrifice bunts and the little details are so much more important. Valinch swings and misses at a breaking ball way outside the zone. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Valinch standing in the right-handed batter's box. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. Bellevue West wearing their black hats, gold uniforms, and white pants here as Valinch hits this one opposite field. It's a fairly routine ball that's slicing towards the bleachers. It's caught by the right fielder, and there's no tag from Skoufis at second base. I'm not so sure Skoufis thought, as he is kind of being stared at by his head coach at third base, Bill Lynham, that I'm not so sure he thought the right fielder for Bellevue West, Tyler Jeffis, caught that ball. He was nestled up against the wall right in front of the bleachers and kind of snow-coned that ball coming out of the air. So I think Skoufis was somewhat caught off guard that the catch was actually made. But nonetheless, 2 outs here, top of the 3rd inning. Brings up Brady Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick takes ball 1 upstairs, 1-0. He walked back in the 1st inning. So Skoufis stands on second. Doesn't have too big of a lead as the middle infield of Bellevue West is weaving in and out. Trying to give an opportunity to pick here as now the 1-0 pitch is inside, ball 2-0. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Papio La Vista South trying to tie it up here with a base knock, and if Skoufis can get around third. Tanner Hosick comes set, looks at Skoufis, now delivers home, ball upstairs, 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes. There's a big gaping hole with a left-handed hitter at the plate. Gaping hole between first and second base. 3-0 pitch. It's right down the middle. Taking all the way was Fitzpatrick, 3-1. Standing on deck, Danny Wallace. He flew out to the first baseman back in the first inning to end that first inning. Stranding Danny Wallace, stranding Fitzpatrick rather at first base. The 3-1 pitch, and that's high for Fitzpatrick's second walk of the day. So now runners at first and second, as Skoufis is on second, Fitzpatrick on first, and coming up to the plate, the cleanup hitter, Danny Wallace, starting center fielder for Papio South. He'll walk into that right-handed batter's box about 6 inches off the chalk, and the pitcher for Bellevue West, Tanner Hosick, working from the stretch. Comes set, looking at Skoufis at second base. Now delivers home. This one hit into the left center gap. This is going to score Skoufis. We'll have a tie ball game, and now runner going to third. He'll be in there in time, and a big clutch hit by the cleanup hitter, Danny Wallace, as he gets a 2-out double that scores Skoufis to tie this game, and Brady goes first to third. So Papio South, after allowing a run in the bottom of the first, they score a run of their own in the top of the third, and we're all knotted up at 1 apiece. But now, Bryce Waller, the right fielder who hit a rocket to the shortstop in his first AB, comes up. The Waller, the starting right fielder today. Here's the pitch. This one skied high, should be fairly easy as the shortstop Grego is under it, and he hauls it in for out number 3. But a good answer by Papio La Vista South as they tie things up at 1 run apiece between Papio South and Bellevue West. We'll be back with the bottom of the third inning. Due up for the T-Birds in the bottom of the third. It'll be the top of their lineup. Grego, Glantz, and Jeffis all due up for head coach Jason Shockey. We'll be right back in 60 seconds on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. Want to thank all of our sponsors. A1 Automotive, the Carpe Diem team of Nebraska Realty, Independence Built, the NDOT Highway Safety Office, DBAT Lincoln, and High Electric. Stepping in for Bellevue West is the leadoff hitter, Drew Grego. He walked in the first inning to start things off in the bottom half of the first and then came around to score. He takes a strike on the inside corner, now ropes it over the third baseman's head on the 0-1 pitch, and Drew Grego gets on base for the second time today, this time by way of a single over the third baseman's head into left field. And so Bellevue West already has a runner on first base with nobody out. I would expect to see Nick Glantz potentially lay down a bunt here as he looks Jason Shockey's way. Third baseman playing on the cut of the grass. Grego with a conservative lead off of first. But now here's a pop up to shallow right field by Glantz, and it's going to be hauled in by the right fielder Waller for out number 1. So F9 for the first out of the inning, and Grego still standing on first base. I think if you're Coach Shockey, you like that approach, looking first pitch, but now you're wondering, was there a missed opportunity to get Grego in scoring position as there's going to be a back pick thrown here? Grego back in plenty of time. Tyler Jeffis took strike 1 on the inner half, 0-1. But now you're sitting there going, all right, Jeffis had a single and Riggs had a sacrifice as the cleanup guy. And with the heart of your order on the horizon, would you have rather had Nick Glantz sacrifice and move Grego over? Grego hopping back and forth. Now a nice piece into the right center gap. This one's going to beat the right fielder. Grego around second. He'll probably head home, and Shockey's sending him home. Now it's going to be a stand-up triple for Tyler Jeffis, and Bellevue West takes the lead right back on a nice little triple to the right center gap over the head of Waller. And so immediately after I just talked about a sacrifice bunt, don't worry about that, as Tyler Jeffis answers the call, brings Grego all the way around from first, and has himself a nice little stand-up triple that rolled all the way to the wall. So 2-1, Bellevue West, they lead Papio South here in the bottom of the third. That brings up Nick Riggs, the center fielder. He's the lefty hitter facing the righty pitcher. He hits this one straight back and just to my right for a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike to Nick Riggs, who put down a sacrifice to bring, back in the first inning that advanced a runner from first to second. But here he is with less than 2 outs and a prime RBI opportunity. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side, and it's going to get through for an RBI single. So Nick Riggs answers the call once again, hits an RBI single right at the second baseman. It should go down as an error, so he'll get credit for the RBI, but error reaches on an error made by the second baseman. But nonetheless, for Bellevue West, Jeffis comes in to score, and it's 3-1 Bellevue West. That did officially go as an error on the second baseman. So it'll be scored an E4, but now standing on first base with 1 out is going to be Nick Riggs. So now the pitcher, Tanner Hosick, will step in. He takes ball 1, 1-0. So after Papio South got the game tied, Hosick's going to swing and miss, but second base will be stolen by Riggs. But after, like I said, Papio South in the top of the third ties this game up at 1, Bellevue West answers right back with 2 runs in the bottom half, and they lead 3-1, still looking to do more damage. So Hosick in the box, Riggs at second. And that's a ball up and away, 2-1. Hosick struck out swinging to end the first inning. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Bellevue West trying to tack on more as Hosick takes ball 3 away. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Valinch struggling a little bit with command, and he's been pieced around a little bit as he walks Hosick on a breaking ball low and away. So Hosick is at first. Nick Riggs is at second base for Bellevue West, and that brings up Jackson Steele, the second baseman, the lefty, as he struck out looking for the first out in the second inning. But now, before Steele goes up to the plate, we'll have a mound visit, and we'll step aside for 30 seconds. You're listening to High School Baseball on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for DBAT Lincoln. Summer is quickly approaching and there's no better way to spend your days than at DBAT Lincoln's summer camps for players 13 years and younger. Give your baseball or softball player the chance to improve their hitting, fielding, and base running skills from the best instructors in Lincoln. Sign up now because spots are limited. And if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, you will receive 20% off your entire enrollment. For more information or to sign up, call DBAT Lincoln at 402-882-3228 or visit their location 2 blocks south of Lincoln Southwest High School. DBAT Lincoln, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions on and off the field.
So following the mound visit, Jackson Steele is up to the plate. He takes ball one upstairs, 1-0. Runners on first and second here. Bellevue West trying to add more. They already lead this one 3-1 in an elimination game. Papio La Vista South lost to Elkhorn South on Friday, while Bellevue West fell to Lincoln East. Papio South has already committed 2 errors through 2 1/3 innings. One of them helped score a run for Bellevue West. The 2-0 pitch from Valinch. It's going to be low in the dirt. It bounces. Runner from second will go to third, and it scoops past the third baseman, and that will allow another run to score as Bellevue West adds another one. Nick Riggs steals third base on an errant throw from the catcher as it skips by the third baseman. Riggs is able to score as well. So now that makes it a 4-1 Bellevue West lead. And in the midst of all of that, Tanner Hosick, the backside runner, was able to go to second. So Hosick is now at second base. Jackson Steele is still up to bat. One out here in the bottom of the third inning. Valinch deals it home, and this one's popped up. Shallow right center field. The right fielder coming in under it will be too shallow for Hosick at second to tag up. And so that's an F9. Fly out to the right fielder for out number 2. Brings up Caden Allred. Allred lined out to the center fielder back in the second inning. Now has an opportunity just the very next inning to give himself a hit. And if it's deep enough, potentially score. Hosick standing at second base. Allred takes ball one inside, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning. Bellevue West has been able to put up a 3 spot here in this frame. Hosick standing at second base. Now Allred squared to bunt and takes called strike. 1-1. Four to 1. Bellevue West with a 3-run advantage over Papio La Vista South. Valinch, he'll spin, pick off to second, and Hosick is back in time, safe at second. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here. Bottom of the third inning. Hosick at second. Allred swings and fouls this one back right to the press box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Due up for Papio La Vista South in the next half inning in the top of the fourth. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kai Privet will get things started. He got a single back in the second inning for Papio South. And the 1-2 pitch, breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. And it buckled the knees of Caden Allred, and he watches it for strike 3. So Bellevue West tacks on 3 runs in the bottom half of the third inning, and they now take the lead 4-1 over Papio La Vista South We'll be back with the top of the fourth inning to get things going. It's Kai Privet to lead things off for Papio South in just a moment, right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Nick Sainer back with you from Warner Park. Bellevue West and Papillion La Vista South. Tomorrow, we will have 2 games on the station. It'll be 4 p.m. and 7 p.m., so we'll have a little more programming every show except for Old School on the ticket tomorrow. So On the Block will take us right into this game at 4 p.m. 4-1 as we begin things here in the top of the fourth inning. Leading it off, it will be the number 6 hitter, Kai Privet, who took a healthy cut at that one. Swing and a miss for strike number 1, 0-1. Privet singled in the second inning, ended up at third base, and then got stranded at third with the final out being made. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and it's low in the dirt. 1-1. 6, 7, 8. It'll be Privet, Schrader, and Pyle due up for Papillion La Vista South here in this top of the fourth inning. This game feels to be moving a lot quicker than our first game, despite there being more runs, as Privet takes ball low and away, 2-1. It felt like in the first game between Grand Island and Gretna that neither team was really in a rhythm. I think part of it was the cold weather. I think a lot of it also was just some struggling offense for both sides. As there's been a couple teams here in the state tournament that have really struggled. Now, don't get me wrong, they've run into some pretty good pitching, but statistically throughout the season, Grand Island struggled to score runs, and here's Papillion La Vista South, who finally got their first run of the state tournament just last inning, as Privet hits this one out to center field. Fairly routine for the center fielder as he's under it, and he hauls it in for out number 1. So Privet goes down on the 5th pitch of the at-bat, and that brings up Riley Schrader, the shortstop, number 7 for Papio South. Schrader in his first at-bat in the second inning, had a sacrifice bunt that allowed Kai Privet to get from second to third. So we'll see what Riley Schrader can do as he hits this one hard right at the first baseman, fielded cleanly, and he'll walk over to the bag. Nice piece by Riley Schrader. Unfortunately, just went right at the first baseman for out number 2. And that brings up Charlie Pyle. Pyle struck out looking in the second inning to end the inning and strand Privet at third. But this time up in the fourth inning, he comes in with nobody on and 2 down. Hosek throws it, hits that outside corner, good for strike 1, 0-1. Charlie Pyle, once again, no time on Friday as he hits a rope in the left field for a base hit. And Pyle has his first hit of the state tournament. We'll see if Nico Skoufis can keep the rally going for Papillion La Vista South, as Charlie Pyle is on first with a base knock. And so Skoufis, who singled in the third as well, is now up to bat. So if you're Papillion La Vista South, you're looking at this saying, your 8 and 9 holes are 2 for 3 today in the 4th inning. Got to get the rest of your lineup to contribute a little bit as we have a pickoff and almost in time over at first base. Charlie Pyle has to be a little more careful over there as it almost resulted in a pickoff in favor of Tanner Hosick and the Bellevue West T-Birds. Back here, though, 0, no balls, no strikes. Nico Skoufis, pickoff over to first base, back in time, a little safer that time by Charlie Pyle. Skoufis got hit by a pitch on Friday. Charlie Pyle inching farther off the bag at first. Now the 0-0 pitch, low and away, ball 1. Leadoff hitter Trenton Adringa is standing on deck, but the 1-0 pitch here is going to be swung on and missed by Skoufis. 1 ball, 1 strike. Four to 1, Bellevue West with the lead over the Papio South Titans. Top of the 4th inning, Papillion trying to cut into this deficit. They have a runner on first with 2 outs as Skoufis takes ball 2 outside, 2-1. Charlie Pyle at first base. Tanner Hosick on the mound for Bellevue West, out of the stretch, and lifts the leg and fires towards home and misses low and away, 3-1. So now it would get really interesting here if Skoufis is able to draw a walk or get on base somehow, turn the lineup over to Trenton Adringa, the leadoff hitter, and Adringa, who's still searching for his first hit in the state tournament here as well, as it's going to be ball 4 to Skoufis. And now there will be runners on first and second as Pyle moves up to second on the base on balls while Skoufis goes to first. 2 outs here, and we'll have a mound visit from Jason Shockey of Bellevue West. We'll take a step aside as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the ticket.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. We're going to have, it looks like, a substitution already, as Charlie Pyle is going to be subbed out. And so now Nolan Fitzpatrick, the junior, is going to be running at second for Charlie Pyle. So Trenton Adringa, the leadoff hitter, is now up to bat. 2 on, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th with the Titans down by, oh my gosh, we have a hidden ball trick. So let me explain this for you, because I was caught off guard as well by it. So the pinch runner at second, Nolan Fitzpatrick, was leading off a second. The shortstop broke towards second base. They acted like they picked it off to second. The center fielder, the second baseman, the shortstop all dove, and it completely faked out Nolan Fitzpatrick at second, and the pitcher had the ball the entire time. The entire time the pitcher had the ball. And so that is how they get out number 3 on the pickoff. Let's go ahead and step aside. We'll be back in 60 seconds right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
So Bellevue West executes a hidden ball trick as well as you could have, and completely faked out the runner at second base and basically picked him off because he thought it got past everybody and he went to third base. So we move to the bottom of the fourth inning. Bellevue West leads 4-1. And leading off here in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be the DH, Johnny Barrientos, and he is quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. I saw that. In a way, you sort of saw that coming because you had the pinch runner at second base who got picked off, almost got picked off, but was dancing around quite a bit as Barrientos fouls off the 1-2 pitch. So we'll do it again. But then you have Jason Shockey come out to the mound, kind of talk things over, and it felt like a weird spot for a mound visit. But you would assume as Barrientos gets a base knock up the middle, he'll reach first safely. You have a feeling that that was part of the conversation from Coach Shockey to his infield was, hey, let's do this hidden ball trick, act like we threw it into center field, and unfortunately, Papillion La Vista South took the bait. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification while we have time. This is 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. We're going to have a substitution on the base paths here, as we'll have a pinch runner. Didn't see the number that came in, unfortunately. Sometimes sitting up here, the numbers, I believe it's going to be number 40. There it is, 42, Beckett Schulten. He'll be at first base now. Beautifully laid sacrifice bunt to third. And now we'll have a back pick at second and not in time. But there's base on the sacrifice. Beckett Schulten is now standing at second base. So Papillion La Vista South, I believe, may make a change, or at least they're going to talk things over with Johnny Valinch on the mound. Beckett Schulten will be at second base with 1 out. And before the coach even gets to the mound, Valinch knows it's time. He hands the ball to him, and we will have a fresh arm. We'll tell you about the fresh arm coming up next. It's Bell West with a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for DBAT Lincoln. Summer is quickly approaching and there's no better way to spend your days than at DBAT Lincoln summer camps for players 13 years and younger. Give your baseball or softball player the chance to improve their hitting, fielding, and base running skills from the best instructors in Lincoln. Sign up now because spots are limited. And if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, you will receive 20% off your entire enrollment. For more information or to sign up, call DBAT Lincoln at 402-882-3228 or visit their location 2 blocks south of Lincoln Southwest High School. DBAT Lincoln, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions on and off the field.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
The new pitcher in the game for Papio La Vista South is number 3, Danny Wallace, and he will be faced with the top of the order for Bellevue West, Drew Grego. Grego, 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the third. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner on second. Grego laces it right to center field, and it's going to be a routine catch for the center fielder. Out number 2 is recorded on the loud line drive out by Drew Grego as he lines out to the center fielder for out number 2. So runner on second base is Johnny Barrientos, or I should say rather the courtesy runner, number 42, Beckett Schulten, the sophomore. Now at the plate, it'll be Nick Glantz, who is 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out today. He watches strike 1 on a slider that breaks across the middle of the plate, 0-1. So Valinch for Papillion La Vista South, he has moved to shortstop. Riley Schrader, who was playing shortstop, now moves to second base. And if I'm not mistaken, Charlie Pyle, who was at second, is now in center, with the former center fielder Danny Wallace going to the mound. No balls, 2 strikes here on these 2-hole Nick Glantz. The pitch fouled off. We'll do it again at 0-2. So game 2 of the day, as we saw Grand Island beat Gretna earlier today, 2-0 to stay alive. They'll play the loser of Millard West and Creighton Prep. That game coming up at 4 p.m. The 0-2 pitch fouled off once again to the net. And now this here in game 2, it's Bellevue West who is leading 4-1 over Papillion La Vista South. Winner of this game stays alive, sees another day tomorrow at Tal Anderson Field, the home of the Mavericks of UNO, but while the loser is eliminated. Pitch on 0-2 goes inside, almost hit Nick Glantz. He backs out of the way, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning here from Warner. Wallace comes set, delivers, swung on, fouled off. Glantz able to stay alive. We'll do it again at 1-2. 2 outs in the inning. It came on the sacrifice bunt from Colin Pitzer, the 9-hole, and then the loud line drive out by Drew Grego at the top of the order. 1 ball, 2 strike. Here's the delivery. Swung on, laced into right field, but unfortunately for Bellevue West, it's right at the right fielder and hauled in for out number 3. At the end of 4 innings, it's 4-1 Bellevue West as Papillion La Vista South has Hitters 1, 2, and 3 coming up to plate. Trenton Adringa, Johnny Valinch, and Brady Fitzpatrick due up for the Titans in the top half of the 5th inning right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Just a reminder, we ended the top of the 4th inning with a hidden ball trick that got the out at third base for Bellevue West. So Trenton Adringa, the leadoff hitter, will be back up at the plate with a fresh count. No balls, no strikes, no outs here in the top of the 5th inning. And on the first pitch, he skies it a mile high to the first baseman, and it's hauled in for out number 1 by the first baseman, Colin Pitzer. So 1 pitch, 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. And that brings up the 2-hole and the former pitcher, now turned shortstop, Johnny Valinch. Valinch is 0 for 2. He struck out looking back in the first and flew out in the third. It's a righty-on-righty matchup as the first pitch is inside, ball 1. Tanner Hosick still going strong here, 4 quality innings on the mound. Could have been much worse if they wouldn't have gotten that out at third on the top of the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 2. So now Valinch, with a 2-0 count, watches a fastball in the outside corner, 2-1. Unfortunately for Papillion La Vista South, just unable to really get a whole lot of offense going. It feels like it takes so much to get a guy on base. And as Valinch watches ball 3, by the time they're able to execute or get him over, there's 2 outs in the inning, and you're needing a big hit from one of the guys that unfortunately isn't having a whole lot of success right now. The 3-1 pitch, low and outside, ball 4. So with 1 out, you have a runner on first base, and it's Johnny Valinch. That brings up your number 3 hole hitter, Brady Fitzpatrick, the first baseman. He's a lefty. He'll be facing the righty arm of Tanner Hosick. Runner on first base is Johnny Valinch after drawing a walk. Just the 3rd walk of the day for Tanner Hosick. So Fitzpatrick in the box, Valinch on first. First pitch of the AB is fouled right back, 0-1. Fitzpatrick on the day, 0 for 0 with 2 walks. He got stranded at first base in the first inning, but then made it all the way to third base in the 3rd inning before getting stranded there. So Valinch leads off first. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled right back my way. No balls, 2 strikes to the 3-hole hitter, Brady Fitzpatrick. Coming into this game, Brady Fitzpatrick went 0 for 3 against Elkhorn South on Friday. He struck out 2 times and grounded into a double play. This one roped into right field. It's good for a base hit. Valinch will stop at second. And Papillion La Vista South has runners on first and second with 1 out. That was a nice piece of hitting there on the 0-2 pitch by Brady Fitzpatrick. Roped it into right field. Almost hit the base runner Valinch, but he was able to dodge it in time, and now runners at first and second with one away here in the top of the fifth inning. Brings up Danny Wallace, the pitcher. Wallace steps into the right-handed batter's box. It's a righty-on-righty matchup. Wallace flew out in the first and then doubled in the third. And he takes strike one right down the middle, 0-1. Bryce Waller, the right fielder, who is 0 for 2, is standing on deck. Here is Danny Wallace with one out, 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1. Papillion La Vista South with 5 hits in today's game. The 1-1 pitch before we have a pickoff to second base, not in time. And, man, if you are Papillion La Vista South head coach Bill Lynham, you are telling your guys at second base that you can't get very far off because Bellevue West is perfectly fine with picking off to second base plethora of times. 1-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled back over the stadium. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the fifth inning. Winner of this game plays tomorrow night at 7 p.m. They will be in our nightcap. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to the 4-hole hitter, Danny Wallace, the cleanup guy. Can he come up big? And he watches strike 3 on the outside corner. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth inning. Big pitch by Tanner Hosick. And Danny Wallace goes down with a backwards K. So now here in the top of the fifth inning with 2 outs, runners on first and second as Valinch is at second, Fitzpatrick is at first. Bryce Waller, the Titans' right fielder, comes up to bat. He steps in. Hosick delivers. This one swung on, popped really high in foul territory. Plenty of room for the first baseman, and he hauls it in for the final out of the top of the fifth inning. After 4.5 innings of play, Bellevue West leads it 4-1 over Papillion La Vista South here from Warner Park in the Class A state tournament. It's an elimination game. The winner will play tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth inning for Bellevue West. In the bottom of the fifth, it's 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Jeffis, Riggs, and Hosick due up. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. Due up for Bellevue West here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Tyler Jeffis, Nick Riggs, and Tanner Hosick. And so Jeffis, who had a triple back in the third inning, steps in. The pitch, it's up and in for ball 1. Jeffis had a single also in the first inning, 2 for 2 today so far. He Swings on a breaking ball, and it's going to go foul. 1-1. Nick Riggs is standing on deck, the center fielder for Bellevue West. Both these guys came around to score. Jeffis takes ball 2-1. Now on the mound once again for Papio La Vista South is Danny Wallace. And on the 2-1 pitch, it'll be fouled back 2-2. So it's going to be Millard West and Creighton Prep at 4 p.m. today. And don't forget that Millard West team hit 3 home runs on Friday. Now, the conditions, I suppose, were a little more favorable as we have a swinging strikeout by Jeffis on a fastball up in the zone for out number 1. Obviously, a little warmer weather, a little more comfortable as well, and the wind was blowing, I should say, right field to center field and not necessarily directly in from center here at Warner Park. But there were 3 home runs, 2 of them by Creighton commits Nick Van Triker, and the other one by the cleanup hitter for Millard West. And it was Peyton Thomas, I believe. Peyton Moore, rather, excuse me. After strikeout, it's now 0-2 on Nick Riggs. The pitch, outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Danny Wallace channeled his inner Johnny Cueto there, as now he gets Riggs to strike out. They will have to complete it on a throw to first as it was drop third strike, but Wallace gets the strikeout for out number 2. He channeled his inner Johnny Cueto there a little bit, changed up his timing, left his lead leg just kind of dangling there to throw off the timing of the hitter, and inevitably worked as they get the swinging strikeout. So now up to plate, it'll be the pitcher, Tanner Hosick. He'll swing and hit a foul ball on the first pitch of the AB, 0-1. So Danny Wallace working from the windup, throws a ball low and away, 1-1. Hosick for Bellevue West, giving them a quality outing so far. Gotten through 5 innings of work as he takes a strike on the inner half, 1-2. But from a pitching standpoint for Hosick, quality outing. I'm sure he'll trot on back out there for the 6th inning as he watches ball 2. But in that 6th inning, he'll have to face the 5, 6, and 7 hitters of the Titans. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the netting. We'll do it again at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 4-1, Bellevue West with the lead here on a balmy Monday at Warner. 2-2 pitch, up and away, 3-2. Jackson Steele, the second baseman, waiting on deck. He's 0-2 with a flyout and a backwards K today. 3-2 pitch is going to be punched out to the second baseman, caught on a line, and that will do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. Papio La Vista South is down to their final 6 outs. 5, 6, and 7 hitters are due up. Bryce Waller, Kai Privet, and Riley Schrader all set to come to the plate in the top half of the 6th inning. You're listening to Class A State Baseball Tournament action from Warner on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for DBAT Lincoln. Summer is quickly approaching and there's no better way to spend your days than at DBAT Lincoln's summer camps for players 13 years and younger. Give your baseball or softball player the chance to improve their hitting, fielding, and base running skills from the best instructors in Lincoln. Sign up now because spots are limited, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, you will receive 20% off your entire enrollment. For more information or to sign up, call DBAT Lincoln at 402-882-3228 or visit their location 2 blocks south of Lincoln Southwest High School. DBAT Lincoln, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions on and off the field.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
Nick Sander back with you from Warner Park. Mistake on my end. Kai Privet. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 due up in the top half of the 6th inning as Bryce Waller flew out to the first baseman in foul territory to end the 5th inning. So now in the top of the 6th, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kai Privet, Riley Schrader, and Charlie Pyle all due up. And on the first pitch, it's lined to the shortstop, Grego, and he hauls it in for out number 1 off the bat of Kai Privet. So it'll go down as an L6 for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Brings up Riley Schrader. He is now playing second base after starting the game at shortstop. But then when Valinch was removed from the mound and transitioned to shortstop, they put Schrader over at first base. So Schrader watches strike 1. Now the 0-1 pitch is going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 6th inning. Schrader punches this one right side. It's foul. Nice little snag in the stands by a fan. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fan's got to be a little chilly. He's wearing shorts and a T-shirt. Jeez. Wind has subsided, I suppose, a little bit, but it's still 56 degrees here at Warner Park. The 1-2 pitch from Hosick. And just low and away, ball 2. Schrader in today's game, 0 for 1, had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning and then grounded out to the first baseman. 2-2 pitch is low and away, ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Titans are down to their final 5 outs as Bellevue West leads by 3. 3-2 pitch from Hosick. It's going to be roped into left field. That'll be down for a base hit. And a nice little approach there from Riley Schrader as he gets a 1-out single to left field. Now that will bring up Micah Lloyd. Micah Lloyd, number 1, a senior, just 15 at-bats this season, but hits 400 here in 2023. No home runs, but in those 15 at-bats has recorded 4 RBIs. So Micah Lloyd is now the pinch hitter. And he watches strike 1. So you'll remember back in the 4th inning, Charlie Pyle got a base knock, and when he got to second, they had a pinch runner for him. And Micah Lloyd has now replaced that guy at second base defensively. The 0-1 pitch is going to be swung on and missed by Lloyd, 0-2. Lloyd's, this is his first at-bat of the state tournament. Did not see any action on Friday. Nico Skoufis, who is 1 for 1 today, is standing on deck. The 0-2 pitch, low and away, ball 1. Just 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. Riley Schrader for Papillion La Vista South stands on first base. Titans trail the T-Birds of Bellevue West 4-1. The 1-2 pitch from Hosick, low and away in the dirt, ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Hosick delivers, swung on and fouled back. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes with Micah Lloyd. Our next game will feature, well, it won't be till 4 o'clock or so, but it'll feature Millard West and Creighton Prep. See plenty of Division I commits for Millard West as Hosick delivers on 2-2. This one popped up in foul territory. Plenty of room for the first baseman to work with, and he hauls it in for the second out. But as I was saying, Tyson Lewis, the junior shortstop for Millard West, is attending Arkansas. He's just a junior. You have Drew Derrimer, who we saw pitch on Friday, attend Iowa. Creighton has a representative as well. But now back at this one, we're going to see a pitching change here as a nice outing for Tanner Hosick as he's getting hugs from everybody around, and he will glide off the mound as Jason Shockey is going to make a change. And so when we come back in about 90 seconds, we'll tell you about the new pitcher for Bellevue West, who leads 4-1 here in the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs. They'll call on a new guy to get the final 4 outs of the ball game, and we'll tell you all about him coming up next.
Whether you're looking for a new place to call home or trying to sell your current home, you want to make it as easy as possible. So why not use a realtor that works harder so you don't have to? The Carpe Diem team at Nebraska Realty is your go-to realty team for all your residential and commercial needs. They pride themselves on working hard and making your life as easy as possible while educating you every step of the way. Contact the Carpe Diem team to seize your moment, whether it be buying, selling, building, investing, or even commercial real estate. Give them a call today at 402-429-8121.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Some kids worry about making the sports team. Others worry about where they'll sleep tonight. In Lincoln, 300 kids are in need of a safe and loving home. Cedars is here for them, but we do need your help. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
So the new pitcher for Bellevue West will be senior number 14, Bryce Woodard. Woodard, 2-1 record on the year, a 1.31 ERA, and he'll enter the game for Tanner Hosick with a runner at first base and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Nico Skoufis will be the player at the plate, and he takes the ball 1 upstairs, 1-0. Skoufis on the day, 1 for 1. He singled back in the 3rd and walked in the 4th. The 1-0 pitch catches the corner, 1-1. So this is what I'm talking about. Unfortunately for Papio La Vista South, they've been able to get, a base hit here and there. It's been most of the time with 1 out or with 2 outs, as now we'll have a hit by pitch, and it almost looked like Nico Skoufis may have leaned into that one. And so we can see if the umpires have a conversation about this. Jason Shockey is going to ask for a second opinion, but now they're going to call it valid, and Nico Skoufis is awarded first base with a hit by pitch. So now runners on first and second as Schrader moves up to second. For the top of the order, Trenton Adringa. Adringa is 0 for 2. He had a sacrifice back in the 3rd, but then flew out to the first baseman in the 5th inning, and he takes strike 1 right down the middle, 0-1. So tying run at the plate. Bellevue West leads 4-1 over Papillion La Vista South. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And it's 1-1 now after Woodard throws one in the dirt. Bryce Woodard, once again, a 2-1 record this season, a senior on this Bell West team. Throws a fastball in the outside corner. It's fouled back for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Woodard and the T-Birds are 1 out away from getting into the 7th with at least a 3-run lead. So Adringa standing in the right-handed batter's box, facing the right-handed Bryce Woodard. Runners at first and second for the Titans. Here's the 1-2 pitch, low and away. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Nobody is holding the runner at first on, Nico Skoufis. Middle infield working in and out of the guy at second. Here's a 2-2. Ground to the shortstop. Grego throws across the diamond in time for out number 3 on the 6-3 ground out. That sends us to the bottom of the 6th inning. Due up for Bellevue West, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Jackson Steele, Caden Allred, and Johnny Barrientos due up for Bellevue West. It's 4-1 T-Birds on top of the Papillion La Vista South Titans here from Warner Park on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for a fresh office space or a new place to call home? Independence Built is who to call for all your new residential or commercial builds and remodels. Independence Built is in the process of building a brand new single-family or townhome development in Lincoln, while also in the process of a new walkout townhome development in Bennett. Don't wait. New lots and homes are available now through Independence Built. Give Ken and Dreeling a call today at 402-430-4954. That's 402-430-4954.
Some kids worry about making the sports team. Others worry about where they'll sleep tonight. In Lincoln, 300 kids are in need of a safe and loving home. Cedars is here for them, but we do need your help. A gift to Cedars makes an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincoln.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln's kids today.
Bottom of the 6th inning here at Warner Park as we are almost through game number 2 of the day. As Jackson Steele steps into the plate. And he swings and misses at the first pitch at the bottom of the 6th inning. 0-1. Steele on the day, 0 for 2. He struck out looking back in the 2nd inning and then flew out to right field in the 3rd. The 0-1 pitch catches the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes here early on in the bottom of the 6th inning. Once again, Danny Wallace is on the mound. He took over for Johnny Valench a couple innings ago. And now Wallace swings. It's hit to the first baseman, a diving stop by the first baseman, and he steps on the bag in time for out number 1 on the 3 unassisted putouts. So that's the first out of the inning. Brings up Caden Allred, the left fielder for Bellevue West. Allred is rocking number 12 today. Is also 0 for 2. He had allowed out to center field on a nice line drive that was caught in the 2nd inning. And then in the 3rd, he struck out looking. And here he watches strike 1 right down the heart. No balls, 1 strike. A 1 pitch from Wallace is going to be upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike here. And when you look at this Papillion La Vista team, or I should say the scoreboard, as this one is hit off the fist by the shortstop, and the throw is too high. It pulls the first baseman off the bag, and the runner is safe at first base. That'll go, should probably go as an error, I would assume. Yes, it's going to go on as an error on the shortstop. So an E6, and number 12, Caden Allred, will reach first base safely. But I was going to say, you look at the scoreboard here, and the Titans have actually out-hit the T-Birds in this one. As the 0-0 pitch is going to be off the chest protector of the catcher, and Allred will swipe second base standing up. So 1-0 after the ball one to Johnny Barrientos, the designated hitter. But what I was saying is Titans have actually out-hit the T-Birds, but the killer has been errors. Titans have committed 4 errors to the Bellevue West T-Birds 0. The 1-0 pitch is in the zone, called a strike up and away for a 1-1 count. 1 ball, 1 strike as Barrientos takes a breath and steps back in. The 1-1 pitch, before we pitch it, is going to be a pickoff to second base. Back in time at second is Allred. Allred didn't have much of a lead. He was just hopping back and forth like a bunny rabbit, trying to get into the head of the pitcher, Danny Wallace, and it ended up working. So Wallace comes set, now fires home, and it's 2-1 after the ball upstairs. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The T-Birds at the plate, and 2-1 pitch is outside, 3-1 to Johnny Barrientos, the designated hitter. Colin Pitzer is on deck. He is 0 for 1 today. He grounded out to first back in the 2nd inning, had a sacrifice in the 4th. And we'll have a stoppage as Danny Wallace wanted to force Allred back to second base. 4-1 the score. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's just upstairs for ball 4. So by my count, that is just the 4th walk of the day for Papillion La Vista South. Looks like we're going to have a change on the base paths. Johnny Barrientos is going to be pinch or courtesy ran for, rather. And they will bring in Jackson Frill, a senior. So 4-1 Bellevue West on top of Papillion La Vista South. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch to the AB is in the dirt. Nice stop by Kai Privet behind the dish for ball 1. Four to 1. Bellevue West out in front by 3. Wallace on the mound, comes set, fires home, and it's going to be up and out for a ball, 2-0. It really seems like whether it's a mixture of Allred and Barrientos, or I should say now Jackson Frill at first base getting into the head of Wallace on the base paths, whatever it may be, he has had to slow down quite a bit as this one's going to be poked through the left side into left field, rounding third and going home. Here's the throw. It's going to be cut off, and Bell West extends their lead to 4, 5-1. I think there was some miscommunication between Kai Privet and the third baseman, Trenton Adringa, as Adringa cut that throw off from left field, but Kai Privet didn't want it cut. And so with that, a run easily scores with no trouble at all, and it's a 5-1 Bellevue West lead. Runners now on first and second after the Colin Pitzer single. And Drew Grego, the leadoff hitter, takes it inside, ball 1. So now Jackson Frill will be at second base. Pitzer's at first, and Drew Grego's at the plate with 1 out. Here's a ground ball opportunity. Hits the shortstop. Everybody's going to be safe, as that will be the 5th error on Papillion La Vista South today. So everybody is safe. And unfortunately for Danny Wallace, it's just not getting any easier, as Pitzer will advance to second on the E6. Jackson Frill is now on third base, and Grego, who reached on an error, is on first. We have a mound visit, and so we'll go ahead and step aside as well. It looks like they may make a pitching change, so we'll go ahead and step aside. We'll be right back in a couple minutes right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Nick Sainer back with you. Nick Glantz steps in, and he takes ball one in the dirt, 1-0. It looked as if Papio La Vista South was about to make a pitching change, but they decided against it, and they're going to stick with Danny Wallace. 5-1 the score. Bellevue West with a 4-run lead, rather. And Glantz swings and misses at a strike on the inside half, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Infield is playing in with the bases juiced, and the 1-1 pitch is going to go off of the face mask of Kai Privet, the catcher, and bounce in front of home plate. Nice job by Privet staying active back there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here for Nick Glantz. Glantz is 0 for 3 today. Has flown out to right field twice and grounded out to the third baseman. The 2-1 pitch is going to be grounded. It's be foul down the left side on the third baseline. Brings it to 2-2 with 1 out. And a strikeout or an easy ground out would be huge right now for Danny Wallace, who's just trying to get some outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the pitch. It's going to be skied high, too shallow for any runner to tag. The second baseman takes control, and it is an infield fly, so it wouldn't have counted anyway, but an infield fly calls him out on the fly out to the second baseman for out number 2. So now that brings Tyler Jeffus, who, don't forget, had a triple, an RBI triple back in the 3rd inning. He singled back in the 1st, but struck out swinging in the 5th. He hit that triple to the wall in right field. Here he is. He's way early on the breaking ball, 0-1. On deck, the cleanup hitter, Nick Riggs. We'll see if Jeffus can keep the line moving. 0-1 pitch from Danny Wallace. Breaking ball, fouled back, 0-2. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Our next game will begin around 4 p.m. Here's the pitch from Wallace. Up and in, ball 1. Unfortunately, if you're Papio La Vista South, you're going to look at this stat line and see 6 hits and 5 errors. This one's roped to the second baseman, caught on a line for out number 3. So now we go to the top of the 7th inning. The last opportunity for Papio La Vista South. They need 4 to tie and 5 to take the lead here in the final frame of action. We'll be back due up for the Titans in the top of the 7th inning. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Johnny Valinch, Brady Fitzpatrick, and Danny Wallace all set to come to the plate for the Titans in the top half of the 7th inning. We'll be right back in 60 seconds on The Ticket.
Hey guys, Nick Sainert here for DBAT Lincoln. Summer is quickly approaching and there's no better way to spend your days than at DBAT Lincoln summer camps for players 13 years and younger. Give your baseball or softball player the chance to improve their hitting, fielding, and base running skills from the best instructors in Lincoln. Sign up now because spots are limited, and if you mention you heard this ad on 93.7 The Ticket, you will receive 20% off your entire enrollment. For more information or to sign up, call DBAT Lincoln at 402-882-3228 or visit their location 2 blocks south of Lincoln Southwest High School. DBAT Lincoln, developing beliefs, attitudes, and traditions on and off the field.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Top of the 7th inning, and Bryce Woodard is still on the mound. First pitch of the AB to Johnny Valinch is going to be driven foul down the right field line for a strike, 0-1. Bryce Woodard still on the mound. He's pitched a third of an inning, came in with 2 outs in the top of the 6th, relieved Tanner Hosick. Now catches the outside corner, no balls, 2 strikes to the 2-hole hitter, Johnny Valinch. Bellevue West leads 5-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Papio La Vista South down to their final 3 outs. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back to the net. We'll do it again. Valinch in the game today, 0 for 2. He struck out looking back in the first. He flew out to the right fielder in the third and then walked in the top of the 5th. Here he is trying to get something going in the top of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch again, low and away, ball 1. The 1-2 pitch swung on. This one bleeding in the outfield. A little drop for a base hit in right center field. It gets past the center fielder, and Valinch will be able to take second base. Sliding into second safe is Johnny Valinch with nobody down here in the top of the 7th inning. And so he took a 1-2 breaking ball that was on the outside portion of the plate. He took it to right center field. And I believe what they'll call that in the scorebook is a single, and then they advance on the air. So he gets a single, and he advances on the air by the center fielder. So now that brings up the 3-hole. Brady Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick today, he has walked twice and singled once. He is 1 for 1. He took ball 1, 1-0. Now the 1-0 pitch. Low in the dirt. Nice body behind the dish by the catcher, Cade Zavala. Zavala is, in fact, getting DH'd for today. Most of the time, you'll see a pitcher, and all the time at the college level and professional level, you'll see the pitcher being the one that's DH'd for. But these last couple games, we've seen position players get DH'd for, and today it's Cade Zavala, who is the catcher, and Johnny Barrientos is the DH. 2 balls, 1 strike to Brady Fitzpatrick here, as he took a 2-0 fastball right down Broadway. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Woodard from the stretch. Here's the delivery. Swung on, missed by Brady Fitzpatrick to even up the count at 2 apiece. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Papio La Vista South trying to get something going. Woodard trying to shut it down and preserve arms. And swung on and missed for the strikeout as Brady Fitzpatrick goes down swinging for out number 1. And so that's where, especially once you get later in the tournament, it's helped having a couple days of rest. But once you get later in the tournament, you have pitch counts, you have innings that you have to abide by if you are a head coach. And so guys can't pitch an insane number of pitches in consecutive days. And so here's Woodard as he throws one upstairs, ball one. But to Danny Wallace, by the way, this is the cleanup hitter who came in to pitch for Papillion La Vista South. That's the thing is now you're getting to this point where if you're Jason Shockey and you know, all right, if Bellevue West is capable of getting 2 more outs here in the top of the 7th inning, you're going to want as many arms as you can have so that you can contend to your best ability with Lincoln East or Elkhorn South, whichever team you play. 1-0 pitch, swung on, fouled back, 1-1. Wallace just a tad tardy on that 1-0 fastball. One ball, one strike. One out here in the top of the 7th inning. Bryce Woodard, who came in for Hosick in the 6th inning with 2 outs, trying to shut her down. As now the 1-1 pitch going to be fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In the on-deck circle, it's Bryce Waller, who is 0 for 3 today. But first, Woodard's got to worry about Danny Wallace, the cleanup hitter. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3, right down the middle. You get a fist pump from Savala, the catcher behind the plate. And you also get a little bit of a nod from the pitcher, Bryce Woodard. And so there's 2 outs for you here in the top of the 7th inning after a leadoff double. So Bryce Waller now, as he steps in, he's 0 for 4. Bryce Waller, the senior, hitting .301 this season as he watches strike 1 on the outer half. So this is an elimination game. So barring something completely wild, Papillion La Vista South, if they can't score 4 runs here in the top half, will be sent home as it's ball 1 on the outside of the strike zone, 1-1. Bellevue West will move on if they can get 1 more out here. Woodard on the rubber. He'll come set from the stretch, looking back the runner at second. Now delivers home. Swung on, hit hard and shortstop. They'll throw it. It's going to be past the third baseman and goes all the way to the backstop. And now the backside runner will run to second base. So Bryce Waller advances. That will technically be scored a fielder's choice. So the situation there is Drew Grego, as Shockey is coming out to talk things over with his entire infield. I'll explain this play. It was runner on second base was Johnny Valinch. Valinch broke for third when the ball was hit since there were 2 outs. Grego, the shortstop for Bellevue West, was ranging to his right to make that play, and he was not going to be able to make the throw across his body. So instead, he threw it to third base in hopes that the third baseman for Bellevue West, who is Nick Glantz, would be able to make a tag. It was an inaccurate throw. It went all the way to the backstop behind home plate because the catcher was backing up first base. And so with that, the backside runner, the initial hitter, who was Bryce Waller, reached on a fielder's choice and then advanced to second on the air. So now runners at second and third, with Kai Privet up to bat. And Privet takes strike 1 on the outside corner, 0-1. And so runners on second and third. 2 outs. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, skied high. I believe this one is going to reach the dugout. It will. And Kai Privet takes a deep breath in the batter's box as, once again, it's so much more territory than you're used to on each foul line. And so you see that ball in the air, and for a moment you thought, oh no, that's going to stay in, and that's how this game is going to end. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kai Privet, the batter, on the right-handed batter's box to the righty, Bryce Woodard. The kick, the deliver, and up and away, ball 1. Privet today flew out to center field and then singled back in the second as well. Righty-righty matchup. 5-1 still Bellevue West. Runners on second and third after an error by the shortstop. Valinch is on third, and Waller is on second. Privet trying to keep the Titans alive, and he fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll do it again. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Top of the 7th inning. Between Papillion La Vista South and the T-Birds. Woodard comes set. The kick, the fire. This one hit well out to left field. It is going to be a routine fly ball. It's hauled in, and Bellevue West survives. Papillion La Vista South has been eliminated from the state tournament. They fall to Bellevue West 5-1. And the T-Birds will advance to tomorrow night's game from Tal Anderson Field in Omaha, and they will face the loser of Lincoln East and Elkhorn South. We'll go ahead and send it back to the studio, and they'll take things over for about 45 or 50 minutes, and then we'll send it right back out here to Warner Park around 4 p.m. for first pitch between the number 1 seed, the Millard West Wildcats, and the 5th seed, the Creighton Prep Junior Jays, as that's going to be a good one as we now turn our attention to the winter bracket games as we see who can really separate themselves in this state tournament as we go forward. Once again, your final score in this one, the T-Birds of Bellevue West 5 and the Papillion La Vista South Titans 1. Papillion La Vista South able to muster 7 hits but commit 5 errors in the process, while the Thunderbirds have 5 hits and 2 errors. But at the end of the day, the T-Birds stay alive and win this one against the Titans 5-1. Nick Sainert saying so long from Warner Park for now. We'll send it back to the 93.7 The Ticket studios, and we'll see you at 4 p.m. from Warner Park right here on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone again, and with me on the line, Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know how proud you and everyone at the dealership are to earn the prestigious Honda President's Award year after year, 17 times. Tell our listeners what it means to you and your customers.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, all of us are extremely proud to have earned this award, and I want all of our customers to know it's not just earned by one person's effort. It's the entire dealership. Sales, parts, and our amazing service department.
17 times. Wow. How does that compare to other Honda dealers?
This award is only given to the most elite dealerships that demonstrate excellence. We really do strive to go above and beyond for the ultimate customer experience before and after the sale, Charlie.
That's why for 2022, Honda of Lincoln is once again Nebraska's #1 volume Honda dealer.